I see. I do believe we have the Secretary of State online. It is Michael Watson. Good morning, Michael. How are you, sir?
Good morning, my man. I'm great today. Excited. We got a beautiful day, and really looking forward to having a great turnout, we hope, across the state of Mississippi.
Did you do your duty and get your kids to school this morning?
So Gracie's actually on her way. So good morning, Gracie Pierce. I love you. My two, we got a great day here. My two younger ones are sick, so Lauren's at home with them. So y'all be praying for poor Beth and Annie, but they hopefully will make a turn for the better.
Let me read a couple of these while I've got you on here. Heavy voter turnout, Crystal Springs, North Jackson Street Precinct. Let's see, and I've got about 3 or 4 of these. Went to vote in Jackson, Sowell Road location this morning. The machines would not take my ballot unless all the bubbles were filled in, even though those candidates running unopposed that I opposed. I was able to select the bubble for write-in and leave that blank. It shouldn't work that way, just for your information. Ask him why the machines force a vote for someone when you don't want a vote for an unopposed candidate. I didn't know it did that.
So it should ask, are you sure you want to undervote? And basically something like that. You can undervote. You don't have to fill in all those circles. So we'll reach out to those clerks and those election commissioners to make sure we're getting everything straight there.
Well, from what you hear this morning and your reports reporting back into you, what does it look like as far as the turnout?
Well, one exciting thing is we talked a lot about our My Election Day tool, and we were really happy this morning that it kind of crashed because of so much traffic. But it's back up, and we added a server to it, so it's going to be good the rest of the day. But that's a great indication that people are actually getting out and educating themselves before they go vote. So we're excited about that, and the turnout seems to be pretty good from what we're hearing across the state. And, again, just excited for this election day, and the weather couldn't be any better. It's gorgeous this morning. So we'll be out and about. We'll be in probably about 50 counties today, Paul, going to different precincts around the state, making sure that our election laws are being followed. So just a big thanks to our team here at the Secretary of State's office for not just talking about election integrity, but being the hands and the feet out there as well.
Now, I know there is a number that they can call you direct and your staff if there is a problem, and I want you to give that number, but not right now. I'll ask you for it a little bit later on. Give them a chance to just grab a pencil or pen or whatever, and if you need that number, so stand by for that one. But heavy turnout in Ridgeland at the Mark Apartments Precinct, Darren in Jackson. So we are, let's see, the number of, one more here, 601. This is long. The number of absentee ballots is very concerning. The National Democratic Machine has launched an assault on Wayne County over the past 2 weeks, encouraging people to vote absentee at the governor's race. The fact that the local party chapter is somewhat invisible to the ordinary, everyday Republican in this county is somewhat concerning as well, and it goes on. I think the Democrats have always done this, especially with a surplus of money, in a state like Mississippi where you can hire somebody a little above the minimum wage and get a job as far as canvassing or something. But their ground game is always more fueled by dollars, where the Republicans are fueled by loyalty. Is that a misstatement or is that true?
I think that's probably accurate on the political side of things, but I would encourage all Republicans, all Democrats, whoever you are, if you're playing by the rules, then just take advantage of the rules. Work as hard as you can, as long as it's within the bounds of the law. And I think that's an important thing to remember and to remind folks. If it's legal, then, it's okay. So just make sure that you're following the law there. I think that's an important piece.
Well, somebody said, you seem angry about this, talking about me yesterday, and I said, I am angry. I really am. I mean, I am partisan. I am conservative. I believe throughout my whole system, the conservative values are the way to go, of course, and I think we've seen that. But I do have some anger, and the anger is more than just on the air for one side or the other. It's what they have done to our country, as far as the Democrats are concerned. And that I think angers a lot of people, and we have a certain amount of that. And if that's what it takes to get you to the polls, fine. Let me ask you about this: the runoff situation here. Explain that to some people who may not understand it, because the way the polls look, this could be neck and neck, and we could be back to a runoff. But I'll let you go through this as Secretary of State, and it's Michael Watson who's with us. Go on, sir.
Sure. So the runoff, just so folks will know, would be on the 28th. So it'll be 3 weeks from today. And the way that works, obviously, the old law that was changed in the Constitution would have gone to the House of Representatives, and you would have had to win. It's basically a mini electoral college. That law was changed to now, if nobody gets the majority, 50+1, it will go to a runoff. So, again, we had 3 candidates on the ballot. One of the candidates decided that she no longer wanted to be on the ballot. Unfortunately for her and for probably the 2 other candidates, she did not withdraw timely enough to get her name off of the ballot. So her name will be on the ballot, and I think you're going to see a lot of folks that may be, tired of this nasty campaign that they saw. Perhaps they vote that way. Who knows? But at the end of the day, again, because you have 3 candidates, it's going to be tough for somebody to get to 50. Who knows what happens today? But again, I just hope all Mississippians take advantage of the opportunity to have their voices heard.
North Raleigh District machines will not take any ballots, for your information. North Raleigh District machines will not take any ballots. There's a heavy turnout in Seminary. Poll worker, this is John, I'm not sure where he's from. John said the poll worker was instructed that it wasn't filled out correctly, completely, not that there was an option to undervote as the Secretary of State. So I'm not sure what he's talking about, but there seems to be with a heavier voting, there are going to be more problems, of course.
Well, there's never a perfect election, and I want to say just a big thank you to our poll workers. They get up early in the morning and stay late at night. They work really hard. Our circuit clerk, our election commissioners, our resolution board, all the folks that make elections happen in Mississippi. And Paul, as we've talked about before, I'm more excited about the security of our elections here in Mississippi than I've ever been. I think we've got a phenomenal system in place, and really thank the legislature for the work they've done over the last 4 years. But for folks that do have questions, I think it's really important to remind them, and you alluded to this just a second ago, our elections hotline, 1-800-829-6786. So call our office or call your local circuit clerk. And I think it's really important to get that verified information as you're going to the polls. And again, I remind all Mississippians, if you see something that looks a little bit odd or off at your precinct, please give us a call. We would much rather be cautionary on this. You are our eyes and feet and our mouths, and you're our reporters basically out there. So if you see something going wrong in your precinct, please let us know about it. We'll address it as quickly as we can.
Number again is?
That number again, 1-800-829-6786.
I will tweet that out in a moment or two. 800-829-6786. Just write it down and keep that one.
Yeah, right.
Do you? I'm just going to ask you. I mean, do you feel like the results will be in? We'll be able to figure this thing after 7:00 tonight. How long is it going to take?
Yeah, my hope is that we can. With the large number of absentee votes, that may cause us a little bit of a delay. Mm-hmm. We had north of 4,000 or more than we had in 2019. So that also suggests some pretty good turnout here. In 19, you may remember we had about 46% turnout, so just south of 900,000 votes. So I hope we can push that number up. And again, we'll have our resolution boards and our commissioners and everybody that's involved in that process working really hard throughout the day to get this thing done. Cannot count votes until 7 p.m. So again, once that starts, we'll hope that they work hard and diligently and get it done.
I was going to ask you, because you get a lot of this information there. We got just a few seconds here, but is there any particular machine? Because we use different machines across the state. Is there any particular one that you have the most confidence in?
Not necessarily. And just really quickly, we've got 80 of our 82 counties are on the machines that have paper verified patrols already. The other 2 will be on by the presidential primary in March. We've got 3 vendors. We've got HART, ES&S, and Voting Works. So for those that have questions about Dominion, we do not have Dominion in Mississippi. And again, by March of next year, we will all have paper verified patrols in our counties. So just another nod to the integrity of the process.
I'll let you get back to work, sir. Thank you. Secretary of State Michael Watson. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it very much.